welcome back to your Guide to Living Free. Yesterday we talked about the second chakra, which is our creative center and our sensual center, and relates to our sexuality. So, and something I want to add here, so we talked about the first and second chakra, and we're going to go through all seven. But the tips that I'm giving you here are things that you can do on a daily basis, weekly basis, so you start adding these activities into your life and you set the intention to really open these energy centers into your body so that you can keep attracting and bringing in the things that you want to bring in, and you're not having any energetic blocks in your life. Okay, so today we're going to talk about our third chakra, which is called the solar plexus chakra, which is right above our navel, so right in the center of our gut, basically. And this chakra is associated with our self-worth, our self-esteem, willpower, and our personal power. So this is really where we get our power and our confidence and our self-esteem, to go out into the world and be who we are. It's also the seat of our mental body, so where we identify with our ego and our individuality, okay? So, we can identify with the ego that's telling us one thing, or with our individuality, which is who we know ourselves to be deep down inside, okay? So the third chakra is associated with the different areas in your body. So if you think again, the center of our gut, everything around it, so pancreas, the liver, the spleen, the gallbladder, the kidneys, and in the back, obviously our middle back, our mid-spine area. Everything in this area is associated with the third chakra. So some distortions that you can see in that area can be any problems that show up in that area, obviously. So any problems with the pancreas, diabetes is a problem that's associated with pancreas, digestive difficulties, hernias, any problems with the back in that area. These are just a few. Obviously, anything that shows up with any of the organs or areas that we mentioned would show a distortion in this third chakra. Okay, so the third chakra again, everyone has distortions in their chakras, and especially with all the things that come from our outside world, there's always distortions that will show up in our energy center. So we have to make an effort to really keep everything in line so that our energy is flowing and open to everything that we want it to be. Okay, so the third chakra is, it's a common one that you see a distortion, and especially with confidence and self-esteem, and really, going out there into the world and being, who you know yourself to be on the inside. Okay, so there can be some things that show up with expressing your third chakra. So one is what they call an outward push. So this is the aggressors, where you're overly aggressive and can push towards, showing that extra confidence and being extra confident, and just really putting yourself out there in a big aggressive way. And then there's the inward collapse, which are the victims. So this is, victims is just, a word that we're using here, but it's more of the, not really feeling confident with yourself and not willing to put yourself out there and not feeling safe putting yourself out there in the way that you know yourself to be. Okay? Now, the push-pull dynamic of the aggressor-victim is also seen in codependent relationships. And we can also be combinations of both. So sometimes in certain situations, we might be more aggressive. In other situations, we might be more of the victim, quiet, bringing ourselves in and not really expressing ourselves. So we can be a combination of both. And again, it's just, really looking at, do I tend to be the aggressor or the victim? Okay, so good ways to balance the third chakra are to move your body. So you can do physical movements like we talked about this past weekend. I suggested yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, Pilates, and it's great if you can do these things outside, possibly in the early morning or even just before sunset. Gardening is another great one. And so these activities also are really great for the first chakra as well, especially if we talk about like gardening or even yoga. But with gardening, you're really literally putting your hands in the earth and getting grounded in that way. And yoga and activities like that also help to ground you and bring your first chakra into balance as well. So you're going to start seeing that a lot of these activities that we talk about are ways that you can really start to balance all the different chakras and energize your body. So I hope that you're starting to see some really great things for yourself. I know that even by myself just doing these videos, when we talked about the first and second chakra, there were some light bulbs that went off for me that I thought, wow, like, I really need to create more grounding in my life, where I thought, oh, I feel pretty grounded and stable, but, I saw that, there's some areas that I really can create more grounding and really connect in through my roots. And so if you remember on the first chakra, we talked about one of the things is nourishment associated with the first chakra. And through this program, I've started to make some of my own transformations, and one of which is I've started to pretty dramatically shift my diet and cut certain things out and really be more conscious and aware of the foods that we're eating and the things that I put into my body. And so I've started to notice a really key difference there, and that in of itself I think is just bringing me in and grounding me more and really balancing out that first chakra. Okay, so I just wanted to share that. So there's always places to look and keep peeling back the layers. And so like I said, just we'll at the end of this, after we go through all 7 chakras, we'll talk about a way, some activities that you can do on a daily or weekly basis to really create a practice in your life to keep those energy systems open, because it's really important to have everything flowing in the proper way so that you're bringing in everything that you want. And when you have, blocks in those areas and things aren't showing up quite how you think because you think, okay, I've gone through the mental and emotional, it's always important to check in with your energy and really look at each chakra and say, okay, is everything in line here? Does everything feel in line? And your intuition will tell you, okay? So if you have suspicions about a certain chakra as we go through, it's a good idea to give some attention to it. Okay? So I hope you have a great afternoon, and I will see you all tomorrow.